It's Kurt. I'm going to talk about Hegel without ever having read a word that Hegel said. So this is going to go real well, obviously, and be real researched prior to me speaking about it. But if you still want to stick by, I have a thought about Hegel and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Just a thought. Uh, so I was looking up pair-complete and pair-consistent logics yesterday night, and I realized that pair-consistent logics make lots of sense to me because they just allow for paradoxes without breaking logic. And when I was looking it up, it was listing paradoxes, and paradoxes are one of my favorite things because they're like the divine truths of the universe. There's lots of truths of the universe that are paradoxes, and they're really beautiful when you see them. Uh, and I'm not the only person in the world that's ever been in love with paradoxes because they're super cool. Go to searched out paradoxes, tried to find them. They're just really cool. Anyway, I didn't know I knew about Zeno's paradox of motion. I love the tortoise and Achilles. I I love Lewis Carroll's The Tortoise and Achilles too. Um, and I love Hofstadter's The Tortoise and Achilles. But Hofstadter's book is so long. Your speech is so long, Kurt. You can just get to the point. Anyway, um, this version of Zeno's paradox of motion, I don't know if it's a different one. I think he had paradoxes of motion. Never that Hegel resolved. Never I had never heard about it until last night, but I really liked it. I liked it more than his other paradox of motion because I never really got the resolution for the other one. I was just like, yeah, it's resolved, whatever. I don't have to think about it. I got what Lewis Carroll was trying to say about axioms becoming infinite regresses if you don't believe them. Anyway, what am I trying to say? This paradox of motion that Hegel was trying to resolve was that an arrow, if you shoot it, it goes some distance, right? But if you take it at any time t, it's moving zero distance, right? And so if you take all the times t, all the instants, and you sum the distance that it's traveled at each instance, it will be zero because at each instant it travels zero. But you can tell as it's going that it's clearly traveled some distance, and that's why things move. But there's this paradox of motion that Zeno came up with where at what time is it moving? Because if you take an instant, it's not moving in that instant. And Hegel resolves this, and from the video that I watched, by saying, well, at any instant, it's moving a little bit further this way, and a little bit further this way. Like, it's coming in from this direction and then going in the opposite direction. So at each instant, you can't really get it. It's in constant motion at that instant. And that's how he resolves it. That's probably not the best way to explain it, but like I said, I haven't read lots of Hegel. I should probably get a book on Hegel and then try to make this video. That would be a great decision, Kurt. I tried to get a book on Hegel today, and I couldn't find it at my bookstore, and I don't buy stuff on Amazon books. I don't buy books on Amazon. I might already have Hegel in my library. Something to think about. Look at the books that you have before you go to try to buy Hegel. So maybe I'll, this will be my observations on Hegel, and then I'm going to read and I'll come to you with my conclusions. These are, I'm building a hypothesis. We're doing the scientific method. I'm watching Spider-Man, the series, like from 2017 to 2020, and this man is addicted to the scientific method. So I've just been going, I'm doing the scientific method now. Anyway, these are my observations on Hegel. I really think that Hegel's connected to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. I wouldn't be surprised if Heisenberg studied Hegel. It would make a lot of sense to me, because if Hegel's basically all he's trying to say is that at any moment everything's in motion, you can't really see a moment from our perspective, and in doing so you're basically like, you can't capture the moment, it's already moved on. That's basically what Heisenberg is trying to say in the uncertainty principle, is that if you try to measure a particle, it's no longer there. Like, you can only know where a particle is to a certain probability. So what I'm trying to say is I think these ideas are very connected, in that things happen, but from our perspective, we cannot measure it. And if we try to take an instant, like, that theoretical framework exists, but we can't see it. We can't touch the instant. We only know to some probability where the arrow is, from our perspective. Now, if we were God, I just think everything would be happening in an instant. Like, for light, at light speed, everything happens in an instant. But we can't capture the instant because it doesn't. There is no instant, it's just flowing. It's flowing. I don't know about that last part, but all I'm trying to say is I think that Hegel's important. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, and I'll try to find a book by him. Let's see. We have some time, so I can try to search for a book while we're doing this, and we can laugh if Kurt has a book on Hegel already. Because at one point I didn't really know which philosophers to buy, so I bought lots of philosophy, and some of it sucked. But I know I at least have, I think I might have Heidegger. Let's see what I have in here, and I haven't. Also, what am I trying to say? I have general philosophy books, so I bet Hegel's in that, and that's why I got books like that, like summaries over time. Let's see, I have Heidegger. Which Heidegger is this, though, is the question. On being and acting, this must be Martin. I don't like Martin. He was a Nazi. I don't even know who did the uncertainty principle. Also, that book was getting burned up by my candle, and I didn't notice it, which is typical me. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, but which Heisenberg is it? Is it all the same Heisenberg? Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Author. Warner Heisenberg. This is Heidegger. God fuck, Kurt. You're making a fool of yourself. It's Martin Heidegger. It's Warner Heisenberg. The things that we learn. I don't know why I have a Heidegger book. I'm pissed off at myself now. I told you I just used to buy philosophy books and I didn't think about it. Heidegger is a Nazi. And, people try to separate Heidegger from his work, but from what I understand, Heidegger's entire philosophy is that it can't be separated from his book. And now I think it's symbolic that I accidentally burned his book a little bit. We're looking for Hegel. So that's why when I have all these books, it's kind of stupid. But I've started to get really good books. So I'd say about 80% of my book collection is good at this point in time. At one point in time, I would say about 30% of my book collection was good, and that's probably about the lowest that I got. I might have gotten lower than that. Marcus Aurelius. See, I have the story of the story of philosophy. I have the English philosophers. That's not gonna help me. Hegel. Kant. We're getting there. Kant before. Spinoza's in here. Spinoza's my favorite one. This is a good book. Schopenhauer. The world as will. Schopenhauer had this amazing quote that Albert Einstein stole, and it goes, a man can do as he will, but he can't will what he wills. Hegel's not in here. But this is a good book. I'd say this is a good... I don't like Aristotle. This is okay. I like Russell, if that's the Russell that showed the contradiction in sets. I have Nostradamus in here because I wanted to see who the third Antichrist was, but I think we all know. He looks like a Oompa Loompa. No Hegel. Well, I have this other bookshelf. We can go over here. It's possible Hegel's over here. I do have Heisenberg, though. I got this for a reason. I have Heisenberg. Guys! It's Hegel! It's Hegel! I have Hegel. Okay, I'm gonna take these two books. I'm gonna skim them. I'm gonna come up with conclusions, and then I'll update you guys. It might take like a month. I'm in the middle of 70 books, but it'll happen. I have Hegel. That's such a cool thing. Not only do I have Hegel, I have more Hegel. And I have Schopenhauer. Oh my god. We're killing it, Kurt. Kurt of the past, you are a killer, boy. You are a killer. I killed it. That's cool.